Hi and welcome to 2019. A little bit late off the mark, but there's a reason for it. So today, January the 6th, new moon is going into Capricorn. And what this basically means is that we have a second chance to set our New Year's resolutions or commitments or intentions or whatever it is you want to call them. So what you do, if you haven't done these before, is you basically write down 10 things that you want to achieve this month. Okay, so bit of advice, don't think about the how you're going to do it. So one way that I do it is I basically have like a list of goals that I want to achieve by the end of this year, a list of things that I'd like to do. And then what I do is I just sort of think about them and then I break them down. So I think about the 10 things that I would really like to have done by the end of January. And like I said, don't worry about the how, because if it's meant to be, then it will happen. So I just want to give you some examples of how I worked with the moon last year and what I gained from it. Sorry, I got a bit of a cough. So last January was when I first started working with the moon. So I'd read Moonology by Yasmin Borland, which is brilliant, highly recommend. And I sat down and wrote down my first 10 intentions. Now, one of these was to go onto the TV or radio to talk about Reiki or crystals. I'm a Reiki teacher and crystal healer, and I really wanted to just spread the word of Reiki and crystals. So this was one of my intentions. And I didn't think, how am I going to do that? I don't know anyone who works on radio. I don't know anyone on the TV, etc. I just wrote it down. And then underneath that, I set an affirmation which said, I am on the TV or radio talking about crystals and Reiki. And then I put my intentions to one side. And within 3 days, I had an email from a friend of mine saying, would you like to come onto the local radio station, Lindsay, and talk about crystals? Yes, of course I would. I'd love to. But unfortunately, the timing wasn't right. So I emailed the station, told them what I did, who I was, and would they like me to come on and talk about crystals? And they said yes, which was great. So since then, every month I've gone back to YO1 Radio and spoke about a different topic. So I've done tarot card readings on air, I've done angel card readings, I've talked about angels, I've talked about vision boards, I've talked about the law of attraction, I've talked about working with the moon, I've talked about different subjects every month. And just from writing down that one intention in January has just opened up this massive thing for me. So that was one of the things that happened for me last year. And the second one was that I wanted to appear in a national magazine again with Crystals Reiki. And a lady contacted me via Twitter because she'd found me on Twitter and asked how I use crystals at Christmas. So I appeared in Soul and Spirit magazine in November talking about how I use crystals specifically at Christmas. So the power of setting these intentions every new moon, it helps you get focused, because every 4 weeks you know that you're going to sit down and you're going to focus and you're going to say, right, this is what I want out of my business, this is what I want out of my personal life, this is what I want out of my relationship, this is what I want out of my life to have fun, for example. So doing the new moon work every 4 weeks is massive. And like I said, the fact that today new moon's gone into Capricorn, it's like a double energy. So it's not just, I don't want to say a normal new moon, but it's like your wishes and intentions will have a double energy this month. So it's definitely worth doing. So just to recap how to do it, sit down, think about what you want out of life, yeah? And then set 10 intentions or 10 wishes for this coming month, yeah? And then underneath every single wish, put it into the present. So for example, you could say, I don't know, your 12-month goal might be that you want to leave your job, for example. So the chances are you can't just quit and leave today because you might not have the financial stability, etc. But what you can do is start to think of ways to make that reality. So by breaking it down, you might say, right, okay, actually what I'm going to start doing this month is I'm going to start making a list of everything I'm passionate about. What do I enjoy? Yeah. Or you might start reading business books, or you might start speaking to people who have made that jump or who are self-employed. So start thinking about the different ways that you can make your 12-month goal happen in a reality. Break it down and set your intentions. So an example of mine, so I made a commitment this year that I am going to do at least 30 minutes of physical exercise every day. So my intention or my wish is, and that's it. I wish to be physically active for 30 minutes every day. And then underneath, I am fit. Yeah. I've started cooking a few more homemade meals, so I might do something about being healthy due to my diet, etc. So if you can take the time out to set your new moon intentions, then I would highly recommend you do so, because you just never know what is going to bring out of your life. So you are the creator of your life. You're in control of your life. No one else can tell you how to live it. And in order to change it, then you need to start making these commitments and setting your wishes and basically just telling the universe what you want out of your life. I read a really great book recently by Sandy Forster, and she describes it as this. So say, for example, you want a pet iguana, something completely random, yeah? The way she describes it is that in the sky is a massive garage or warehouse full of what the universe wants to give you, but it's up to you to ask for it. So in Newcastle, we'll have a phrase which is shy Bens get nout. And that means if you don't ask, you don't get. So starting today, start asking for what you want out of your life. If you're watching this after the 6th of January, then look out for my other new moon videos, and you can do this in February, March, April, May, June. It doesn't matter when you start, but today, if you're watching this and you've seen it, definitely make a start today. Thank you very much.